The Tateyama Alpine Route is Japan's most breathtaking mountain escape. Every spring, in an attempt to clear the road up the mountain, bulldozers push the snow aside and create the legendary snow wall on either side of the road, towering up to 20 meters high. In Japanese, it's called the Yuki no Otani, translated as Big Snow Valley. It's only open from April to June, but the wall is highest in April and early May, before it gets warm. However, those are the times when it's the most crowded, especially in early May during Golden Week. It's less crowded in late May or June, but the wall would have shrunk to half its size by then. But do not fret. The wall isn't the best part. Behind the building up there is an incredible hiking trail around Mikuriga Pond and Hell's Valley. Today, I'll walk you through everything you need to see on your trip up to Tateyama in spring, as well as how to prepare to get the most out of your trip. I booked a bus trip from a travel agency that leaves from the Favore Al Plaza Mall in Toyama City, which was very convenient, since it took just 90 minutes from door to door. Otherwise, you might have to take the train, cable car, and bus combination that is about a 2.5-hour trip. Most people do that, however. Or you could get another travel agency package tour, which is also convenient since they bus you right up there. Tateyama looks different when you go in the spring, summer, or autumn. But it is only in the spring that you can see the massive snow wall, which Toyama and Tateyama are known for. These pictures are from the brochure we got from the travel agency, showing how the snow wall was made by bulldozers. The bus follows the Jogonji River up the mountain. Remember this river, the Jogonji River. This river is the reason Toyama became its own prefecture. Jigoku River was known as a raging river with constant flooding causing damage and destruction. The Ishikawa government did not think it a priority to control the Jogonji River, and so Toyama broke off from Ishikawa in 1883 in order to determine what needs to be prioritized in this neck of the woods. The toll road you take up there is the most expensive toll road in all of Japan, costing 52,000 yen to travel 5.5 kilometers. No private cars allowed, just buses and other work-related vehicles. When entering the toll road, the tires are hosed down to prevent weeds from making it up the mountain. This cedar forest, known as Bijiodera, is a dense forest of ancient cedar trees and beech trees, some over 1,000 years old. A few of Japan's list of 100 giant trees of the forest are from this very forest. This is the Sendo cedar, one of the trees in Japan's 100 giant trees of the forest. It is over 300 years old with a trunk circumference of about 9.4 meters. From the bus, you can see Shomyo Falls, Japan's tallest waterfall, about 350 meters tall, and water can only be seen falling from it in spring. It is designated a National Scenic Spot and Natural Monument, as well as one of Japan's 100 best soundscapes. It happened to be closed today because a bear mauled 2 elderly tourists the day before, though they survived. And that reminds me, it's better to have a bear bell with you if you go hiking anywhere in Japan. Better to be safe than sorry. This is the Mikuriga Plains, formed by a cave-in of one of Tateyama's craters. It is Japan's highest elevation wetlands with over 3,000 small ponds, named Gaki no Ta or Demon's Rice Paddies. Notice the colors on the mountains. You have the melting white snow. You have green vegetation appearing in spring. You have exposed dark rock. Then you have patches of sand that is actually blown over from the Gobi Desert between March to May in a phenomenon called kosa. These colors are unique to the place and timing of Mother Nature. And we were so lucky to be able to see Mount Hakusan and Ishikawa, the other of the 3 holy mountains, other than Mount Fuji and Tateyama. Okay, so we've reached the snow wall. Everyone is taking a photo of us, because they want that shot of the bus with the snow wall in the background. This is the end of May, and still there are so many people, mostly from Hong Kong, Taiwan, and China, it seems. But there were a fair amount of Southeast Asians, and even some South Asians and a few Westerners. The temperature in Toyama was around 25 degrees Celsius, and up here, it was around 15 degrees Celsius. You just need long pants, a long sleeve shirt, and a light jacket or fleece. I ended up walking around in a t-shirt, but definitely wear hiking shoes for the hike on snow later and bring sunglasses and sunscreen. I forgot sunscreen and my arms got sunburnt. Oh, and bring a hat too. It's really sunny up here and the UV rays are no joke. Buy some food from a convenience store beforehand. It's not so easy to buy food here. You can, but it's a little overpriced. There are vending machines, but I recommend to bring a small water bottle in case you want to drink something during the hike later. I believe this photo service is a paid service if you want a professional backdrop as a memento. Unless you're a hotel guest, then it's free. Of course, you can just take a photo here with your iPhone, though you won't have the professional Tateyama backdrop. And these are the machines that help make the road resulting in the Tateyama Snow Wall. Now this is amazing. There are people who walk up the mountain to snowboard or ski, and you will notice ski or snowboard marks on different areas of the mountain as you hike around. These guys are just on a different level. Can you see the ski or snowboard marks on the slope? And it's not just a few, there's a lot of them here. There are no chairlifts, so you have to hike all the way up. I guess the hike is as much a part of the adventure as the skiing or snowboarding to these guys. Oh, look, there goes an old man with a snowboard attached to his back. Okay, back to the snow wall. That's what we came for today. And unfortunately, it's only 11 meters today. It was at 12 meters this yesterday. I guess it's because it's so warm now. In April and early May, it was up to 20 meters, almost twice the height of today. But I heard the weather was bad, and it was even more crowded during that time. Many people who come here from Hong Kong, Taiwan, or Southeast Asia don't normally see snow mountains all that often, so they were taking a lot of photos. Actually, there's a trail that runs alongside the snow wall that you can walk on to enjoy the snow mountains, but that was closed due to the snow being too melty and slippery. The snow wall, located 2,450 meters above sea level, is carved each spring by GPS-guided snowplows. And the 4 GPS, long wooden stakes planted the year before guided the snowplows. Open to walkers since 1994, it draws nearly 1 million visitors annually. So, upon further research, it looks like the snow wall was 20 meters tall in the year 2000, but this year, in 2026, it was only 12 meters during opening and it only shrunk by 1 meter. It is said that climate change has been causing there to be less and less snow in Toyama. Everyone is walking towards the highest point of 11 meters to get the best photo. That area is a natural bowl-shaped terrain where a lot of snow accumulates, and that's why it's the highest point. Before this was a tourist attraction, the climb up Tateyama was actually a pilgrimage. For thousands of years, the Japanese would climb Tateyama, one of the 3 holy mountains, believing this was the gate to the afterlife of Buddhism. This was an ancient spiritual journey. Maybe you can feel something as you pass by the snow corridor yourself. Do you feel a tingle, maybe? So the snow wall itself is not just snow. It's layers of snow and sand blown here from the Gobi Desert up top, and layers of sand and compacted snow-turned glacial ice at the bottom. The name snow wall is actually not accurate. It's more of a snow corridor. The Japanese name, Yuki no Otani, actually means snow valley. The temperature between the walls is slightly cooler since you are sandwiched between two ice walls. Another fun fact, the snowblowers and bulldozers used here are custom built for Tateyama. The snow is too dense. Well, it's actually ice. So the machines have more than twice the power of normal machines used to clear snow. Here comes a bus. This is when everybody strikes a pose for that one shot before continuing on. Buses come frequently, so find your best spot to get the perfect photo. The snow never completely melts throughout the year. Maybe half of it may melt, which means that the bottom half is actually very old. And that's why they call the bottom part glacial ice. The top half is generally the new snow and sand added every year. So in a sense, you're staring at historic ice. Reminds me of the movie Ice Age. This is the highest point of the wall. Today, it is 11 meters high. There's a line to take photos with the sign and the wall in the background. The line moves fast, so hop in line if you want that memorable photo. The bus drivers drive a little slower here for all the people taking photos. They are cooperative that way. A lot of people carve their names onto the wall and take a picture alongside it. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do that or not, but if you do, just know that it's not snow, it's ice. Our bus guide suggested to use your sunglasses rather than your fingers to carve into the ice. If your sunglasses are Prada, Oakley's, or Ray-Ban, maybe that's not such a great idea, however. You are actually encouraged to bring some good UV sunglasses. On a sunny day, the UV rays are intense and reflects off the snow and ice as well. If you are here too long without sunglasses, you could get snow blindness, which is actually a thing. I brought sunglasses, but I forgot sunscreen. And my forearms were bright red after just 3 hours of walking around here in the hiking trail at the back. So this building is where you will arrive at when you get off the bus. The first floor is the parking lot. The second floor is for shops, food, and tickets for buses. The third floor is for shops, a restaurant, the entrance to the hotel, and the exit toward the hiking trails at the back. And the fourth floor has a small shrine. A lot of tourists huddle here, but I advise to actually take some time to walk around on the trails at the back. This is a small restaurant on the second floor. There's a bigger restaurant on the third floor and the hotel restaurant also on the third floor, both of which are more comfortable and more spacious. But I brought my own onigiri rice balls, so I just had something small on the second floor. I was curious about the soft ice cream, which says Mikuriga pond flavor. It turned out to be ramen na, which was nice. Also, there's a standing soba restaurant. I got a Misu no sushi onigiri rice ball from there. Next to the soba shop, there is a shop selling meat buns as well. These seem quite popular for tourists who just wanted something light. The Toyama shrine was where pilgrims came to pray. It was built in 1860 during the Meiji period, but closed after 135 years and restored from 1995 and reopened for display in 2013. It was customary for young men in the region to make the pilgrimage as part of a coming-of-age ritual. Saki Ariori was supposedly the first person to climb Tateyama. Legend has it that he was retrieving his father's pet hawk when a bear scared off the hawk. He shot an arrow at the bear and chased after the bear, only to find a cave with a glowing Buddha statue with an arrow in it. To repent for shooting the Buddha in disguise, he dedicated himself to Buddhism. Also, there are many Japanese with the surname of Saeki around Tateyama. He was real, but the story may just have been the stuff of legends. This is the path toward the hiking trails at the back. There are many people here because many people just huddle around this area and either don't have the hiking boots to venture further onwards or don't want to hike, which I think is a pity because this part was the most beautiful part of coming here, in my humble opinion. If you do go for the hike, just be sure that it's not in bad weather and that you heed the warning signs. There are some gentle trails and there are some more difficult trails with warning signs to enter at your own risk. Make sure you do not hike alone. This is the direction to the Mikuriga Pond, the onsen up top Mikuriga Pond, Hell's Valley, and the area where you can find the reicho, called the grouse or ptarmigan in English. The 360-degree view up here is just phenomenal. I don't think any photography or video can capture the scenery and feeling of being up here. Bliss in heaven in any direction that you look at. Mikuriga Pond was created 10,000 years ago by a volcanic eruption and is considered one of the most beautiful mountain ponds in Japan. It has a circumference of 630 meters and is 15 meters deep. It's just a 10-minute walk from the Murodo terminal, making it one of the most easily accessible natural wonders in Japan. It is also called Mikuriga, meaning Kitchen of God, because the waters here were used to prepare food to honor the Tateyama Gongen deity. The Japanese stone pines carpeting the ground are evergreens that are home to the reicho, the grouse or ptarmigan, said to be the last living relics from the Ice Age. The low growth shelters them from harsh weather. Reicho means thunderbird because they like to come out early morning, late evenings, and during storms to look for food, because there are less chances of predators during a storm. The Mikuriga Onsen is Japan's highest hot spring, sitting at 2,430 meters above sea level. Its temperature is a hot 54 degrees Celsius, with no added water or heat. The water is cloudy with a slight sulfuric smell, since it is 100% drawn from the volcano. This is Tateyama Jigoku, or Hell's Valley. It is believed to be one of the 8 Buddhist hells. Oddly enough, Mikuriga Pond is part of Hell's Valley, so its water is believed to be both cursed yet sacred at the same time. It actually doesn't take too long to circle the pond, which you can see people doing here. In spring, Mikuriga Pond is still largely frozen. You can see vivid blue water at the parts that are melting. In the summer, the pond is like a crystal clear mirror reflecting the mountains in the backdrop. Some have even reported an occasional bear swimming in the pond during the summer. I don't know if you know, but beyond the trails, actually a fair number of people venture off into the mountain areas in groups. Snowshoe walking or hiking tours are very popular among outdoor enthusiasts. They are serious hikers and go far beyond where the trails lead you. That may be something to look into if you are an extremely outdoorsy type person. The Reicho is endangered today. A study estimated only about 280 of the birds still left in existence. You can see them the most successfully during May and June, when their plumage is turning from camouflage white to brown, which better hides them from predators both from the land and from the air. I was pretty lucky to be able to see 4 birds today. 2 earlier and 2 here. There were many people around me quietly taking pictures, some with really huge professional cameras. After half a day on Tateyama, it was time to head back down the curvy road. On the way, I saw some skiers coming down the mountains, but I couldn't get my camera out in time, unfortunately. So what I gathered is that the casual tourist comes out for a look-see. The more serious outdoors people come for snowshoe hiking or hike up to ski or snowboard down. And remember, Tateyama looks and feels different depending on what season you choose to come. The Tateyama Alpine Mura is a small souvenir shop where you can buy some souvenirs before you leave Tateyama. Almost all buses stop here, because this seems to be the designated spot for toilet breaks. There's also a convenience store nearby. And right next door is a farm. It's called the Alpine Mura Fourier Farm, which is like a feeding and petting farm. There are some goats here. You can buy some of their food and feed it to them. Little children love this. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more from Travel Whiskers. Thanks for watching and see you next time.